Most people think belly fat is just that soft layer you can pinch around your waist. But deep inside your abdomen, there's another kind of fat that doesn't jiggle, and it's far more dangerous. It wraps around your internal organs, silently choking them from within. This hidden layer is called visceral fat, and it could be damaging your health without you even knowing it. While subcutaneous fat is more visible, visceral fat operates quietly, increasing your risk of heart disease, insulin resistance, fatty liver, and even certain cancers. What's alarming is that you could look perfectly slim on the outside and still carry dangerous levels of this internal fat. And by the time symptoms appear, the damage may already be underway. But here's the hope. Visceral fat isn't a life sentence. It responds quickly when you make the right lifestyle changes. Research shows it's actually one of the first fat types your body taps into when conditions are favorable. In this video, we'll show you exactly how to trigger that process in just 30 days. No crash diets, no miracle pills, just practical science-based steps that work with your biology. We're going to break down what foods feed visceral fat and which ones help melt it away. You'll see how something as simple as adjusting your meal timing can supercharge your fat burning even while you sleep. And you'll learn how short, targeted exercises can outperform hours of traditional workouts. But that's not all. We'll also explore how stress and sleep, yes, your daily mental state might be doing more harm to your waistline than the food you eat. This isn't another trendy challenge. It's a real, sustainable method to target fat. You can't see, but that could be silently threatening your health. You'll discover why visceral fat accelerates aging, disrupts hormones, and how your everyday choices either build it up or burn it down. Every minute of this video adds a piece to the puzzle. So don't skip ahead. The complete 30-day game plan is coming, and skipping even one piece could delay your results. If you've ever struggled to lose belly fat with no success, what you're about to learn might explain why. Once you understand how visceral fat behaves, everything changes. This goes beyond aesthetics. It's about how you feel, how clearly you think, and how resilient your body becomes against disease. So get ready. You're about to see fat loss in a completely new light. Welcome to our channel, where we break down the latest in health science into clear, simple steps that actually work. If you're ready to take control of your body and finally see progress that lasts, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. Your 30-day transformation starts now. Not all belly fat is created equal, and understanding the difference is the first step in defeating it. What most people notice is subcutaneous fat, the soft layer just under your skin that you can grab around your waist, arms, or thighs. While it might affect appearance, small amounts of this fat aren't particularly harmful. In fact, it serves useful functions like cushioning, insulating, and even storing emergency energy, but it's the deeper layer of visceral fat that's the real concern. You can't see it and you can't pinch it. It wraps tightly around your liver, stomach, pancreas, and intestines, forming a dense, toxic blanket beneath the abdominal wall. Unlike surface fat, visceral fat doesn't just sit there, it acts more like a rogue organ. It continuously releases inflammatory chemicals known as cytokines that interfere with normal body functions. These signals promote inflammation, raise blood sugar, and drive insulin resistance, setting the stage for type 2 diabetes and more. It also dumps fatty acids directly into your liver, elevating cholesterol and disrupting your metabolism. That's why doctors often refer to it as active fat, because it's not idle, it's doing damage every single day. Doctors call visceral fat active for a reason. It's constantly interfering with your health behind the scenes. Unlike subcutaneous fat, which is more of a passive energy store, visceral fat sends out chemical messages that throw your system out of balance. It disrupts hormone levels, increases inflammation, and affects how your body processes food. As a result, even people who eat well and exercise regularly may struggle with belly fat if this internal layer remains. That's because this fat isn't just sitting quietly, it's working against your metabolism day and night. One of the most alarming things about visceral fat is how invisible it can be. You might look lean in the mirror, wear the same clothes you've always worn, and still carry high levels of it deep in your abdomen. It doesn't show up in obvious ways like subcutaneous fat. That's why some people with a normal body mass index still face serious health issues. Their internal fat stores have grown silently, triggering what doctors call metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions including high blood pressure, high blood sugar, and abnormal cholesterol levels. This is why targeting visceral fat should be a priority, because reducing it doesn't just trim your waistline, it transforms your entire body. As it decreases, your blood sugar levels stabilize, energy increases, and your organs start functioning more efficiently. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard, inflammation subsides, and your risk for chronic illnesses drops significantly. It's not just about how you look, it's about reclaiming control over how your body works from the inside out. But visceral fat is also stubborn. Your body holds on to it for survival. Historically, deep abdominal fat served as an emergency energy reserve in times of famine or danger. Today, that survival mechanism works against us. When you try to lose weight, your body often pulls energy from quicker sources, like carbohydrates or the fat under your skin. Visceral fat stays protected, making it harder to lose through diet alone. Hormones play a big role in this resistance. Cortisol, your body's main stress hormone, is a major culprit. When cortisol levels stay elevated due to constant stress or lack of sleep, your body holds on to deep fat around your organs as a defense mechanism. Gender also plays a role. Men naturally have higher testosterone levels, which help keep visceral fat lower. But as testosterone levels drop with age, fat starts accumulating around the belly. For women, estrogen helps protect against visceral fat buildup until menopause. When estrogen declines, women become more prone to developing this hidden fat, especially around the midsection. These hormonal changes explain why people can gain belly fat even if their habits haven't changed dramatically. And then there's the myth that doing ab exercises like crunches will get rid of belly fat. The truth? You can't spot reduce fat from one specific area. It's one of the most persistent fitness myths out there. Just because you work a certain muscle group doesn't mean fat will melt from that spot. Fat loss is a systemic process. The body decides where to burn fat based on overall metabolic changes, not which muscles you use. So while you might strengthen your core through ab workouts, the layer of visceral fat sitting behind your abdominal wall remains unaffected unless you address it at the metabolic level. To get real results, you need to focus on improving your overall metabolism. And the good news is, visceral fat does respond well to the right combination of actions. When you eat strategically, move consistently, and manage your stress and sleep, your body begins to let go of stored fat, including the stubborn kind. It's not about doing more, it's about doing the right things. The next section will walk you through exactly what those actions are and how to put them together into a 30-day strategy that actually works. Even though visceral fat is stubborn, it can be reduced more effectively than you might think when the right conditions are in place. It all comes down to aligning nutrition, exercise, and recovery with how your body naturally works. First, let's talk food. A diet focused on whole, unprocessed ingredients helps your system shift away from fat storage mode. Lean proteins, healthy fats, and high fiber carbs stabilize blood sugar and reduce inflammation, both crucial steps for unlocking deep fat loss. Think meals centered on vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish like salmon. These foods nourish your body without triggering insulin spikes that encourage belly fat storage. Fiber is especially important. It slows digestion, helps you feel full longer, and prevents sudden blood sugar fluctuations that lead to cravings. High fiber foods like oats, lentils, broccoli, and berries make it easier for your body to maintain a stable metabolism. Processed foods, refined sugars, and trans fats do the opposite. They inflame your system, disrupt hormones, and make it easier for